All right, let's go ahead, and since we're on the topic of Ashes, let's watch the Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 Freehold update. Everyone is saying this is really good. I have not watched Ashes of Creation updates since the tank update. I thought it was really underwhelming. I don't think I watched the Magic one, and I've kind of feel like I'm getting Star Citizened by Intrepid Studios and them kind of carrot on the stick with the Alpha 2. This is Alpha 2, Alpha 2, Alpha 2, and then no Alpha 2 for a significant period of time. And it's pretty frustrating. And like, obviously I understand how game development works, especially with games that are trying to do really big things, coming from a Star Citizen background. But I do feel like we've been carried on a stick a little bit, and I do have a bad taste in my mouth with Ashes of Creation. I backed for Alpha 2. I'm super excited when it comes. I'm going to play the absolute crap out of it. I do believe in Ashes of Creation and what they're trying to do, but I also don't think that it was communicated in the best way, and I feel like I've been duped a little bit again. So I kind of have again, bad taste in my mouth around this, but let's see the Alpha 2 Freehold update, and maybe it'll add some sugar to that salt. Let's see. Maybe.
Hello, everyone, and we find ourselves now in the world of Vera once again. And Bucky, I think you were talking a little bit about a freehold that you have nearby in the Riverlands here, where we're going to perhaps participate in some of your...
Freehold's just like play our own land out in the world, right?
So we got a lot of farming stuff, mainly is what we're focusing on, but we also have a artisan building as well.
Oh, nice.
As a forge station, because we got some good mining opportunities out here.
Okay, very cool. And I see you kind of are close to this.
This is not like New World,
This
no.
kind of these ruins with your freehold, I guess. Is there any happening spots around this area for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got some mob packs around here. Players are coming through here a lot to, obviously get the this nice resource here. We got some alaconite.
Is that why you formed your freehold near this precious resource? Talk to me a little bit about this resource, Corey and or Mike.
Alaconite, okay.
Oh yeah, that's so this is halcyanite. It's a kind
Halcyanite?
of a mid-tier journeyman gem. And yeah, it's just sort of something you would use in weapons and for decorations,
Nice.
jewelry. So it's pretty sought after for a lot of crafts. So it's pretty valuable.
I love
Okay.
I love just its look. I mean, it adds a really kind of magical blues to this area. Wow, this is a beautiful. Now, Bucky,
really
I know
cool
why
color.
you made your freehold here. This is a beautiful view.
Yep, just another beautiful day in Vera.
Oh my gosh. Do you ever get like afraid of heights here? I mean, this is kind of crazy. I think
Not too
actually
bad.
I might have something that could help you with this. Hold on, let me see. I can just bring
Does
it
he have
up
a
here,
mount?
And then if you ever need to use it one day, feel free to. You're more than welcome.
Oh, yes. Beautiful, perfect. Oh,
Yeah.
it's even
Look at
on
the
theme for the
mount.
fall weather.
I know, exactly. It's a Drake of the Canopy.
Perfect.
Yeah, if you ever want to take him for a spin, just let me know.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, there you go. Actually, I'll put him away. He's kind of afraid of heights himself.
Oh,
So I can mine this. So I've maxed out.
Yeah, flying mounts are supposed to be
my
super rare in the
artisanship
game.
level.
Like they're like per server, there's only like a couple, right? And yeah, they're supposed to be very, very, very rare and very cool. It's one of those. It's not like an 890 jump in Star Citizen where somebody paid for it with a credit card. It's in Ashes of Creation, it's something that's earned, and he's very big on that. 15, okay.
Goes through a little bit of a cheat, but if you have the tools, and oops, do I have the tools? Okay, guys, you're seeing a little bit of a preview of some of the work in progress UI with the artisanship windows, and obviously you have a number of tools here that are possible.
Pretty rough. It's
This
pretty
UI,
rough.
of course, is getting completely revamped. This is just kind of the wireframing for it. But
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about the tool setup. Why is it important to have these kind of tools? How do tools aid you in your gathering adventures?
Yeah, so So each gathering profession will have 3 tools. The tools kind of come online as you progress through the profession, and the different resource types for each one of the profession may require different tools. So you basically want to carry around the right tool for the job, and tools along with artisanship gear will have stats on it. So you can itemize towards how you want to gather, how fast you want to gather. Yeah.
Oh, it looks great. I love the the destruction of the actual, like, is it halcyon? Halconite? What is
Halcyon?
Yeah, halcyon. Yeah, I mean,
Halcyon.
we sort of set the precedent with the trees, right? So
look, Mike mining.
We're trying to get
they showed the mining
similar
update
feelings that the trees bring with our other gatherables.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Now, where is your freehold?
Yeah, let's get to the freehold.
Just over this hill here, off to the left of the path. I think you might be able to see my the house there with the chimney.
Look.
As well.
So here's the thing for me, guys, is I came from Ultima Online, as many of you know, and one of the aspects of Ultima Online that was so special and so exciting, and what really hooked me into that game was that the whole world was littered with people's homes. And it was their homes. It was their actual homes where they would store their stuff. At the end of the day, that's where they would go. And there was like an actual housing market, like a real estate market in the game and everything. And it was beautiful. And it just hooked me. And it was the greatest thing I'd ever experienced. I was 16 years old, and like a 3-story tower, like that was my first house. And there was like, I was just so proud of it and everything. And, you know, I finished the game with a castle, but it was incredible. And I need that in these games. I still need to experience the ownership of something, right? No, a tower was different. A 3-story tower was like a very little square box. I think it was like 1.2 million gold or something like that for me. And it was before you could build your own homes or whatever, you know, design your own homes in Ultima Online. But like having this in games is something that is just so important to me, is a little slice of the world that you own, that you earn, that you build up, that you make cooler for yourself is really important. So for me to really fall in love with Ashes in the same way that I did with Ultima Online, or to fall in love with Star Citizen in the same way that I fell in love with Ultima Online, I do need a little bit of that, right? And it needs to be within the same world that like everybody else is in. Dual Universe was not
looks good. How do we,
a good game.
Let's get over there a little bit faster. Maybe
it's a part
can,
of it, but it's not all of it.
Oh, I don't think people have seen the Lightfoot yet.
Oh my God, it's a...
Let's bring him out.
It's a bunny.
Look at him. How cool is that?
Their mounts in this game are sick.
I love the eyes. Super cool. Do we know who did this one? Was this Jinsey?
I think
I believe there was a Jinsey, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
Oh wow, this guy's fast.
Yeah, it's high speed.
It is a rabbit after all, you know.
The animation's a little weird, but
wait, we gotta slow
awesome.
it down a little bit. I can't approach at such fast pace to your freehold. That would be disrespectful. I apologize.
Yes,
Here
thank
we
you.
go.
Don't trample my plants, please. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. This is great.
The horde of rabbits.
So, what have you geared? It looks like you don't have a lot of buildings on the freehold. For yours, Bucky, is that because you're kind of trying to utilize the land for farming and I know, of course, you are Dr. Bucky, so the animal husbandry system and like livestock.
Right.
Whoa,
that's exactly right. Yeah, so I sacrificed some of the space I could have used for buildings to just have more farm space, basically. So, as you can see here, we got some, we got some sheeps, we got some cows and pigs, and we got some chickens back there, and we have a lot of space for different farmables. So, we have wheat here, corn, and then the tomatoes over there as well.
Oh, this looks great. So, now, Mike, when we're talking about, these types of farmable spaces, obviously, as we discussed previously, the customization options for your Freehold are really kind of up to you and what you want to delve into on the processing side of things and how you want to use the space. But players who want to participate in the farming, talk to me a little bit about that system. I mean, the intent, excuse me.
Talk to me.
To provide this open area space for people to utilize just growing different crop rotations and the livestock, and how does that feed the general processing system?
Yeah, so the farming is going to generally focus on growing crops like this and then dealing with livestock over there like that. But
nice.
Generally what you want to do is gather some seeds from either vendor or in the world. You can gather or find some seeds on the open content, and you're going to come to your Freehold, plant them, and then depending on what kind of processing level you have and what kind of processing stations or buildings you might have, you might grow crops like a little faster.
Nice.
Produce like better crop rotations, and just generally farm things that's unique to farming produce, like compared it to in the open world.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I just got a bunch of wheat, by the way. I apologize, Bucky, on stealing your wheat.
He's literally stealing the wheat.
But,
no, go for it. I got plenty. It's harvest season. We got a big crop coming. I need some help getting all the harvest done.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Another cool thing about farming too, since it has the livestock, is that it kind of feeds directly into hunting and synergizes with animal husbandry. So if you're interested in raising animals, taming animals, farmers will have a use for them.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, animal husbandry has multiple lanes of ways to breed and specialize your creatures, and mounts and pets are one of the more popular ones, but then obviously eggs. Livestock as well. So not only can you breed your animals for traits such as like movement speed and health and different combat stats, but you also be able to breed them for desirable traits like, fertility, increased harvesting yield, and even increased yield from butchering.
What are you guys doing? Oh my god, that is awesome.
This is
this is like me and Emmy
and
like our
more
dream
comfortable with
right here.
taking their eggs away, so
leave our eggs alone.
Yeah, they won't peck us if we come with their style here.
Very nice, very nice. I just got some eggs. Okay, now, one of the other things that we wanted to obviously collect player feedback on, and I'm going to open up the inventory just to kind of take a look at the materials resource bag. Talk to me a little bit about how we are implementing resources differently from your general item inventory.
Seems fine.
So we're taking an approach from other games, but the idea of resources is gonna have somewhat of a slot base. Instead of having a slot base like traditional MMO, we're gonna look for like a Tetris kind of idea of having different shapes and different stack sizes, kind of like that, to make some interesting choices out in the world.
He moved the window behind my camera. Here we go. I'll go back a little bit because I also didn't realize I was in the wrong directory, so I missed it a little bit. Oh no, did we break the video? Maybe.
So
move myself over here for a second, and then we'll put the quality up. And there we are.
We're taking an approach from other games, but the idea of resources is going to have somewhat of a slot base. Instead of having a slot base like traditional MMO, we're going to look for like a Tetris kind of idea of having different shapes and different stack sizes, kind of like that, to make some interesting choices out in the world, where you have to do inventory management and have a pick and choose depending on like what you have available, what kind of bags you have.
I don't know how I feel about that. Personally, I think that it should be more of just like a weight system. I think that that's just more simple, but that's me.
Now, I seem to have kind of run out of space. Maybe I can grab... Do you have any...
Oh, yeah. If you want, you can come put some stuff in the chest in the house, or... Are your bags too small, or what's...
Yeah, no, I only have one bag. It's called a Sanctus Resource Bag.
Oh, yeah. I got some extra bags for you, actually. You could take some from my chest.
Oh,
so he has
this
bigger
is
bags.
a nicely decorated home here.
So I feel like I don't like it because the bag's so small, but I imagine they're going to show us player progression with a bigger bag, most likely, right?
You have the. Oh man, I can't remember what we called this, but this was for the pandemic. Everyone who I think registered prior to a certain date during the pandemic, Margaret will know. We granted this item to people, or will be granted to people. That's cool. It's modeled. Look at that. I think Ryan Richmond actually did the modeling for that, and then John Waynick did the implementation. Very cool. That looks awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Where's the chest I can grab?
Right here by the fireplace.
Wow, I mean, this is
sweet. Let me see.
Looking far along.
Oh, okay. All right. So, what do I do here? Just grab this.
You can just take them all and swap it out, I think.
I'll equip them. Oh, okay, cool. I have some. Now, this is obviously work in progress UI. This is not the final UI, but this kind of demonstrates the functionality of the system.
So he has a bunch of different bags.
What can I do with
then?
these sheep?
You can harvest them for wool. Shoot them.
All right. This is not going to hurt them, is it?
No.
No. Okay.
You do a good job.
Oh, pretty sheep.
Is a non-destructive
Pretty
crop.
sheep.
Yes.
Give me your wool.
Yeah.
Oh, it gave me some wool and now it's naked. That's so sad.
Wait, he just pets the
It'll
sheep?
grow back.
Oh, how? So talk. Perfect. That's a good point. So it'll grow back. Talk to me a little bit about kind of the intent behind the livestock here and the crops as well. Like you're planting and you're placing these livestock on farmable space within your freehold, and then over time they mature and become processable, or how does that work?
Oh yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. Certain things, like for the crops, for example, you need to acquire seeds first, which can be acquired through a number of ways. But once you plant them, you'll have to water them and care for them, and then after a certain point, depending on the crop itself, would be when you can harvest them, and then you can replant them at that point. And then for animals, different animals have different sort of byproducts they can get. Like, so for example, from the cow, you can milk them and get some
no, not right now, Tumble.
Oh my god,
I can't get in game, but thank you.
These the right cows?
There's udders. There's udders down there.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's udders.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, I got like a little stool.
Oh shit!
Wow, that's some rapid-paced milking. Holy smokes! That was crazy. Hold on, let me make sure I got the milk.
Yeah, there it is.
The milk. Let me pull it down here. Pull some corn down.
And it's a common resource.
Do some reorganization there.
Yeah, kind of just reorganizing things.
Yeah, another sort of interesting thing that you'll see with livestock and other types of things that you can gather is you'll be able to
groundbreaking.
kind of
I can
choose
sense
the things
the
that you want to gather
sarcasm
from it.
Nobody's looking for groundbreaking. They're just not looking for shit anymore.
Right. Bucky had mentioned animal byproducts, right? And milk is a byproduct of a cow, and so is beef. So it's up to you, kind of how and when you want to harvest your livestock in certain ways. And,
all right, milk the pig.
Same with plants. Maybe you want to, take the corn, and maybe you want to cut down the entire
milk the pig.
Corn plant to make room for other crops, and there's different byproducts depending on how you interact with that gatherable. So
now this is going to be another point of good player feedback. So one, we kind of talked to you and showed you guys a little bit of the systems for planting crops on your freehold, for raising livestock, collecting resources from them. And then the Tetris inventory type system.
He's already trying to defend the sometimes you have to kill animals to get their meat thing, I feel like.
But this one is more game philosophy / immersion, right? And what you're going to see now, I think, for those of you who are a bit squeamish, if you want to turn away, understandable. But we're going to get some leather. And what else from this guy?
Meat. Yeah.
Some meat.
What's the
kind of
name of the
whatever
pig?
you'd expect from a pig. Yep.
Bacon.
All right. Well, all right. I apologize, little buddy. I'm super
You had a good
sorry.
long life.
You did have a good long life.
Oh my
Happy
God,
life on the farm, and now.
Oh God, go to sleep.
Now.
Wait,
we got the hide and the meat, but it's. Oh, that's sad. Is it? It's just sleeping. Is it tired? That was intensive.
Yeah, for sure. It's sleeping.
It's sleeping. Yeah. Don't worry. Let's go. Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
He was petting
Sorry, little
it.
piglets.
Oh no, not the piglets.
Okay.
No.
We'll take good care of you.
No, let them live a little bit of a life.
One day you'll become big, and then we'll.
So guys, that's a great point of player feedback. Talk to us a little bit about how real/immersive do you want it to be, or do you prefer that perhaps the pigs don't die, but rather they just go to sleep? That's a good question. I think
the pigs should just die. You're killing things all over the game.
Okay, so now we have.
Seems super
I'm
weird.
seeing over here. There's another building. Obviously, we have the home here. We went inside a little bit. This other building, talk to me a little bit about that. We talked a little bit in the presentation about the profession buildings and them giving access to workstations. What do we have here?
So this is the artisan building that we talked about, and then these give general benefits to the freehold. It could be profession specific, it could be just general specific, but it also gives you like access to putting down stations like this. So this would be the metalworking station.
Oh, nice. Okay, and I see that this station's pretty intensive, and that's I think something we're going to be showing in a future stream, which is all about the crafting process and the recipe acquisition and the tools, but also a little bit of a gameplay layer that Corey, Mike, you guys have been working on with crafting in the future that we're going to show. But this one's all about processing. And talk to me a little bit about, we talked a little bit about what it takes to go into the fuel, to prep the station, to do the processed goods, and then kind of leaving and letting that, process over time. Do you expect that players are going to want to like fully kit out their freeholds with the profession building so they have access to all the stations? What would be the benefit of that?
I think so, right? Like if players are really interested in investing in processing, right? Freeholds are supposed to kind of give the players the furthest reach up to the highest tiers of processing. So if you want to, allocate most of your space in your freehold for, processing buildings, processing stations, you could create like kind of your own processing plant or factory, and really sort of have a stranglehold on a market or particular goods. So the freehold is supposed to be free space for players to kind of do whatever they'd like, decorate housing, have businesses, or create a processing empire. So
cool.
It's very interesting.
Cool. Well, I did get some
from your freehold.
Some supplies. Whoops. I did get some supplies. Bucky, do you want me to like put this in the chest or anything, or?
Yeah. You can just empty out and store it here in my chest for now, so you can go out.
Tomato plants?
Oh yeah, that's right. Just forgot to harvest these.
Oh. Let's see. Get some other ones here. Very nice. Aw, some more exploded. Oh no.
Well, you got them at least, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we're good. All right, let me go put this inside. Wait, let me make sure I actually did get the tomatoes.
Probably got a full bag at this point, almost.
Did I? Oh, I did get some
I'm pretty
tomatoes.
invested in this game.
All right,
in terms of like...
I'm going to go put this in for you.
Energy.
Now, you've obviously done a great job.
I think it's more up my alley of type of
furniture. And, we don't intend furniture to obviously just be visual aspect of the interior, but functional as well. Talk to me a little bit about that.
What did the other
so obviously we've seen
do?
here the chest, right? The chest is a placeable furniture prop that actually increases the storage capacity of your freehold property. But we're going to have a variety of, other functional furnitures, like besides just even the artisanship stations. So, for example, we have a bed over here, which you'll be able to...
Where is shift click? Don't do this. Shift click.
Sleep in as well. Get some rest experience.
Organize
perhaps.
after.
Also, we'll have chairs. Those are just like kind of cosmetic you'll be able to sit in. And there'll be a variety of functional prop items as well that will have actual gameplay uses.
Yeah, I'm getting PTSD.
That's awesome. Let's see. I'm just putting all this stuff into the into your storage chest, so you have it.
Okay.
Very nice. Free labor.
I see you have some pictures in here as well.
Yep. That's the picture I commissioned to myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, is this it? Is that you?
Yes. It is actual me in armor.
It's actual Bucky.
Yo, that's so funny, actually.
That is so great.
I think this is your favorite, Steven.
Yes,
Yeah,
the sandals. Oh, that's
classic.
so awesome. That is super cool. Now, obviously, players that we talked a little bit about businesses and how players can kind of stand up different taverns and whatnot. And Bucky, you had stated like one of the reasons why you wanted to have your freehold here in this location was because of some of the access to the rare resources. But there's also some interesting hunting grounds nearby. And, you know, one of the things that is interesting about the freehold system is that it's not just architected for processing, but it can also be a profitable location based on where and what you're providing other players access to from a like drink and food tavern perspective, right?
Yeah, we mentioned it before, like there's business types of buildings that you can build. Some of these could be very region specific. Like if there was a hunting ground nearby that is very populated, we could set up a tavern, sell like food buffs and drinks that is really good for XP bonuses or increase to your loot chance or something like that. Whatever that may increase some kind of a benefit to the player that is good business, like I said, would be set up here where you could just get take advantage of the populated player area.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like
That's
for example,
cool.
in Ultima Online, the houses that were just outside the cities were the most valuable houses because you can then put up a vendor for yourself and sell your stuff to players so easily. But they had to be outside of cities like or right near Brit Moongate towards the end. I forgot the name of it, like Luna, I think. Was like a really good spot because you actually had houses inside the city walls of Luna. And that's where people would do a lot of their selling, right? And then things got a little bit different as the game got on. But yeah, back in the day, yeah, like right outside Moonglow, Moongate, shit like that. It was
I love it.
your location,
saying,
like actually meant a thing. Meant something.
Obviously, having access to...
That sounds so cool. My question is, why have games evolved backwards since then? Convenience. People like convenience rather than like me never having a house. I never owned a house in Luna. So never being able to sell. I had a vendor in Luna. Like you can actually rent a person's home towards the end. Like you can rent a spot, like a vendor spot in somebody else's house. So that's what I did. But I never owned one. So like the never being able to reach what you wanted, I think is what players get turned away from. But for me, it was always like, that was my reason to play, you know?
An open world where you're not necessarily restricted to the locations that you can place these freeholds, but allowing the players to kind of place them themselves. Obviously, we are going to block out certain areas that can't be placed, like certain road networks.
So these are going to be
POIs,
everywhere. And if this game is popular enough, like here's what could happen, which is very cool. If this game is popular enough, there will only be so many freehold spots, and you will not be able to, like, they will all be taken, and then you start having a housing market where players are buying and selling property, and it gets really cool. So them running out of space was actually a good thing, in my opinion, and then as you expand the game, more space opens up, and players fill that space, and so on. And yeah, could be very cool.
Generally, the intent is to provide these freeholds as layable plots in the open world. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So as long as you purchase a certificate from the owning node of the land, you'll be able to place it in many places around the node, like just basically anywhere that's not like a dungeon or a point of interest with monsters. You'll be able to place it in a lot of areas. So players will have a lot of freedom in choosing where they want to
Greybox water, by the way,
freehold and lay down their plot. So it'll be a big, like obviously here, like what you said, I was looking at the, we got the mines over there, we got the point of interest, but we also have this large flat area for a lot of farming, and so it was kind of a good mix for this freehold.
Yeah, super cool. Love it. Bucky, you have a very cool freehold. I think I'm getting a little bit tired. Mind if I just take a little nap, you know?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, just it's great,
cool?
Great bed. You'll get some rested experience. It'll be perfect.
I was concerned a little bit with the nearby enemy populations, perhaps. Maybe you guys can keep watch over me as I go to sleep.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Don't worry. You'll be safe.
Some of these updates are so cringe. Steven is super cringe.
Well, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief look at Bucky's Freehold. A little bit about the processing for livestock as well as
it didn't work, I don't think.
And take a look at the new mount, some of the resources that are placed around the Riverlands area, and also a little look at the housing system with some of the furniture that you have access to kind of use and provide a little bit of benefit that you have access to.
There it goes.
For your gameplay. And with that being said, I think we'll wish you all adieu and a good night, and we will see you next time. Thank you guys for joining us. Later.
It looks good, dude.
Bye, guys.
It looks really good. That was good. That was really exciting. It kind of brings me back into wanting to pay attention to this game again, but at the same time, until they start saying like Alpha 2 is coming soon, it's really tough, right? It's just the constant wait for 3.0 feeling, or the wait for 4.0, like we're going through now, and these like little updates that don't really bring any like I'm fully excited for this game. I'm fully into it, but I think I'll love it. Maybe. We'll see. The PvP stuff, I don't know how I feel about it yet. We need to see a lot more on that. But I'm basically taking a much more healthy approach to Ashes of Creation than I have Star Citizen. I check back every once in a while, and nothing has happened. Okay, cool. I'll check back soon. And that's pretty much what it's been. And I think that's the healthy way to go about it. And pretty soon, when there's an alpha, I'll be jumping into it and losing my life. It's going to be great. I will successfully kill my Twitch channel with Ashes of Creation. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll build it up. But yeah,